Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Doo-doo-doo. Welcome to our viewers worldwide. I'm Carl Zeus for CNN 10. First story we're explaining today concerns the United States, the nation of Turkey, and a group of Kurdish fighters near the Turkish border. Here's what's happening. The US military has been 1,000 troops operating in northeastern Syria last month. Syria borders Turkey. But the Trump administration announced this week that American forces will be leaving the area. This is happening as Turkey planned what it calls a round and air operation. Country said its goal was to establish peace by clearing terrorists from the region. But here's getting complicated. Some of fighters with Turkey sees as terrorists, they also be US allied. We're talking about the Kurds. They're an ethnic group that lives since part of war. Some of them have been attacking Turkey's government with a decade because they want their own countries within Turkey. That's why Turkey and some other nations see certain Kurdish groups as terrorists. But there are Kurdish militias in neighboring Syria that have helped the US defeat the Islamic State terrorist group there. These Kurdish militias the US allies, and they're afraid that by moving American troops out of the region, the US is turning its back on the Kurds and opening the door in Turkey attack. Military says it and President Donald Trump do not endorse the Turkish military operation in northern Syria, and the US armed forces would not be involved. But Kurdish forces the Turkish military operation would have a negative impact on the war against Islamic State and destroy stability in the region. What happens next is depends largely on Turkey and what it actually does in Syria. 10-second trivia. The International Maritime Organization is an agency of what? United Nations, US government, European Union, or Interpol? Regionally, the Intergovernmental Maritime Consultative Organization, the UN, established in 1948. Let they simplify that. According to the United Nations, shipping delivers more than 80% of the world's trade, and the IMO works to improve industry safety and reduce its pollution. A new limit on the amount of sulfur allowed in marine fuels is set to take up effect in January. It is intended to decrease air pollution. The US government expects the shipping fuel price will increase next year and settle down afterward, but their shipping industry uses so much fuel every day that experts say its search for low sulfur fuel could impact on everything cost and driving and cost of flying. Some shipping organizations are still trying to figure out how they'll adapt, others are selling ahead. On Norway west coast is giving tools and inspiration to hundreds of artists since it opened in 1974. But the true secret to success is the artists themselves. But they're making different, no? From the individual art. You see the rock making area, the workshops, ceramic studios, the fashion area, candid drawing area, and then they got Dumas. It's pretty much like can see called the enterprise surely. Nice like that. How they get around obstacle, how they continue to say yes when everyone seems to know that it's amazing thing. That's all life lesson I give you mine every single day. Yeah. In keeping with our theme we present to you, pumpkin carving underwater because each autumn in the Florida Keys. This was a competition among dozens of artists to work in teams of two to carve out the best jack-o'-lantern. The prize was a free dive trip in Key Largo, and this might be harder than you think because pumpkins are naturally buoyant, so the carver had to keep them from floating or well, the work. It's not always easy to scuba out a pumpkin, and if your skills doesn't stem from big deep-seated creativity, you gotta be careful not to get water off with frustration and the flip and read. And take a deep breath, dig in, and carve in something nifty. You'll be sure to do a really good job. I'm Carl Zeus for CNN 10.